Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Wednesday, September 3rd. Coming up on Cullman Today, Space Command relocating to Huntsville. September is National Preparedness Month, and St. Paul's to host German Divine Service for Oktoberfest. All of this plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Following the announcement yesterday from the President that U.S. Space Command headquarters will be located in Huntsville, Governor Kay Ivey released a statement noting that Alabama began preparing to compete for the headquarters in 2018 when Trump directed the Department of Defense to plan for the creation of Space Force. She said Redstone Arsenal and the city of Huntsville were mission ready when Alabama leaders first pitched the site to the Defense Department in 2019 and remain prepared today to host the headquarters, military personnel, and their families. Ivey commended Huntsville and Redstone leaders for their diligence and thanked Alabama's congressional delegation from both parties for supporting the effort, highlighting Congressman Mike Rogers for his leadership on the House Armed Services Committee. She said the decision affirms Huntsville's role as Rocket City and Space Central. September is National Preparedness Month, and Governor Ivey is calling on Alabamians to take steps now to protect their families before disaster strikes. Ivey noted that Alabama is no stranger to severe weather, from hurricanes along the Gulf Coast to tornadoes across the state. She says having a plan in place can save lives and strengthen communities when challenges arise. This summer, the governor joined the Alabama Emergency Management Agency in Clanton to cut the ribbon on the newly renovated State Emergency Operations Center. The updated facility includes technology upgrades, improved communication systems, and built-in redundancies to ensure Alabama is ready to respond quickly and effectively. AEMA Director Jeff Smitherman also reminds families to review their supplies and updated emergency communication plans this month. The national theme this year is Preparedness Starts at Home. FEMA recommends 4 simple steps: know your risks, make a family emergency plan, build a supply kit or go bag, and get involved in your community through training or volunteer programs. Preparedness doesn't have to be costly, and resources are available at ready.gov and through the Alabama EMA. Taking action now can make a big difference when the next storm or emergency hits. St. Paul's Lutheran Church will once again host its annual Gottesdienst, or German Divine Service, as part of Cullman's Oktoberfest celebrations. The service is set for Tuesday, September 30th at 6 p.m. at St. Paul's, located on 4th Avenue Southeast in Cullman. This year's liturgist and preacher will be Reverend Dan Gregg, pastor of Zion Evangelical Lutheran Church in Bensonville, Illinois. Reverend Gregg has strong ties to both his German heritage and his faith. He studied the German language, literature, and culture extensively, including time abroad at a German university. His wife, Brigitte, and son, Frederick, share his love of the language and tradition, and the family is expecting a new edition in October. The Gottesdienst will be conducted entirely in German, honoring the worship traditions of St. Paul's founders in 1885. English translations will be available so all attendees can participate. After the service, the community is invited to fellowship in the school gym with German pastries, coffee, and an opportunity to meet Reverend Gregg. St. Paul's welcomes everyone to take part in this unique celebration of faith, heritage, and tradition. For more information, call 256-734-3575. And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, Wallace State volleyball sweeps invitational field, and soccer drops exhibition match. Sports is next. Welcome back. Let's take a look at what's happening at Wallace State Athletics. The Wallace State volleyball team continued its dominant start to the 2025 season, finishing a perfect 4-0 at the Wallace State Invitational over the weekend. Playing at the Cullman Omniplex, the Lions didn't drop a single set, sweeping Lawson State, Coastal Alabama South, Georgia Highlands, and Cleveland. Wallace State opened with a straight set win over Lawson State and followed with another sweep of Coastal Alabama South later that day. On Saturday, the Lions rolled past Georgia Highlands before closing the tournament with a decisive victory over Cleveland, which finished with a 3-1 record. The other teams wrapped up with Lawson State at 2-2, Coastal Alabama South at 1-3, and Georgia Highlands at 0-4. Head coach Randy Daniel praised his team's steady improvement, noting their more consistent play and growing confidence. The Lions remain unbeaten on the season and have yet to give up a set, displaying balance and offense and strong play at the net. They'll travel to Gadsden State on Wednesday before competing in the Vinson Invitational in Indiana, facing Ellsworth, Wabash Valley, host Vinson, and Mineral Area College. On the soccer field, Wallace State dropped an exhibition to NCAA Division II Union University 4-0. Head coach James Fee said his squad generated plenty of attacking chances and gained valuable experience despite the scoreline. Standouts included brothers Kaisei and Shishio Abram, goalkeeper Wilson Nichols, and attackers Yaya, Jana, and Javier Miranda. The Lions now look ahead to a road trip to Georgia Military College on September 3rd before returning home September 9th to host Itawamba. And that wraps up sports for today. Coming up next, from pickleball to softball to archery, Cullman Parks and Recs has fall activities for everyone. And the Shrine of the Most Blessed Sacrament will celebrate faith and family at the 11th annual Divino Nino Festival. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Cullman Parks Recreation and Sports Tourism has several programs this fall for residents of all ages. Pickleball classes are available in a 4-week series designed for both beginners and those wanting to sharpen their skills. The program offers a welcoming environment to learn the fundamentals of the fastest growing sport in America. Men's Fall Softball League is also back, featuring 12 regular season games on Monday nights, followed by a single elimination tournament under the lights. Double headers begin at 6:30 p.m., giving players plenty of action and competition throughout the season. For younger athletes, beginner archery classes start October 6th and run through December 8th on Mondays at 4 p.m. Intermediate and advanced sessions follow at 5 p.m. Both require a $115 fee and are open to students in 4th grade and up. Parent attendance is required for beginners. Sign-up details are available online. The Shrine of the Most Blessed Sacrament in Hanceville will host its 11th annual Divino Nino Festival on Saturday, September 6th. The day begins at 9 a.m. with talks on the child Jesus in both English and Spanish, along with opportunities for confession. At 10:30, the Poor Clare nuns will lead the rosary, followed by festival mass at 11 a.m. A procession to the Divino Nino statue and blessing of children will take place immediately after. Lunch will be available for purchase at 12:30, including the traditional Divino Nino cake. At 2 p.m., the community is invited to a Eucharistic healing service and holy hour with confessions available again at 3. The annual bilingual festival honors the divine child Jesus who played a key role in the shrine's founding. Organizers invite everyone to join this celebration of faith, family, and tradition. The Cullman Housing Authority is inviting the community to a free budget workshop on Wednesday, September 10th. The session begins at 9:30 a.m. at the Hilltop Community Center, located at 1545 Vine Circle Southwest in Cullman. The workshop's designed to help participants make the most of their money by covering key topics like money management, creating a workable budget, and saving for the things that matter most. Organizers say the event will provide practical tips and tools to give attendees more confidence in managing their finances. Everyone is welcome to attend, and participants are encouraged to bring their questions. The Housing Authority says the goal is to help families and individuals take simple steps toward financial stability and smarter spending habits. St. Bernard Prep will once again host Bernard Blues and Barbecue set for September 6th and 7th in Cullman. The two-day festival combines food, music, and artisan crafts in a family-friendly atmosphere. Visitors can enjoy live blues throughout the weekend with performances from Kevin Story, Microwave Dave, Mike Lawley and Kingfish, and gospel music by Dr. Craig Mann. Artisans will showcase their talent with live demonstrations including broom making and blacksmithing. In the quad, guests can sample from a variety of barbecue vendors and take part in the People's Choice competition. For $20, participants can taste plates and cast their vote for the best barbecue. Cold drinks, including Pepsi wagons and lemonade stands, will keep crowds refreshed. The weekend will wrap up with a $10,000 sweepstakes drawing on Sunday. Gates open at 9 a.m. each day with a $10 admission donation. More details are available at bernardbluesbbq.com. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week. Funeral services for Jammie Lance Speegle, 55, of Vinemont, will be at 2 p.m. Friday, September 5th at Cullman Funeral Home Chapel, with interment in Brooklyn Cemetery. The family will receive friends from noon to 2 p.m. before the service. Funeral services for Shirley Louise Smith, 89, of Vinemont, will be at noon Thursday, September 4th at Cullman Funeral Home Chapel, with interment in Cullman Memory Gardens. The family will receive friends from 11 a.m. to noon before the service. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at the weather forecast. Today we'll see mostly sunny skies with a high near 83 and a chance of afternoon showers. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low around 63. Sunny skies Thursday with a high near 87, and Thursday night mostly clear with the low around 66. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful day, Cullman.